from Columbus, where the 5-4-0 Blue Jackets take on the 5-4-1 Maple Leafs. Taking a look at the previous game, Toronto is coming off a 4-3 win in Calgary. Back-to-back games in Buffalo, one with the win and one with the loss, and a loss to New Jersey. Go Leafs go. Marty and Jamie, hey, I'm actually on your side with this. I know nothing of Columbus. Looking at the roster, I don't recognize any names. So definitely going to lean on Toronto. I am with you today. Not always, but today. Let's see. They are 4 goals, 3. I just hit the wrong button. Hang on. It's 11. So 13 goals in their last 4 games. Let's take a look how Columbus has done recently. I believe they had a shootout win that we actually caught the end of, and they did. Pittsburgh on Saturday, but yesterday against Buffalo, winning 4-3. Shootout win against Pitt in Pitt. Lost to Washington 5-1 at home, but before that gave an ass whooping to to Dallas 5-1. So we're looking at 6 and 15 goals in the last 4 versus 13 in the last 4. Quick math, we should see a 4-3 game maybe? 4-2? I'm all right with that. 4-2 Leafs. Line 6.5. I'm taking the under. Take a look at the stats on Columbus's last game. It was an overtime win against Buffalo. I do remember watching that. Last night was a lot of fun, man. I wish I would have actually stuck around for a little longer at the end of the stream, because we watched an overtime, Vegas winning, and then a couple other games went into overtime. I think Philly and Pitt went into a shootout. Like, there was a lot of crazy hockey going on. There are like 6 goals or something, like 5 or 6 goals scored in the second period of New Jersey, Colorado. Edmonton ended up scoring against the Mammoth. 2 goals in like 2.5 minutes, and then couple minutes later scored 2 goals in like 30-something seconds. Absolutely insane. Let's see the summary breakdown of last night's game against Buffalo. Chinnikov with an unassisted in the first. Werenski with the power play goal in the second. Miles Wood, the late third period goal. Well, late-ish, 13:55 in. And then Miles Wood with the overtime winner. Columbus ended up with 39 shots, winning almost 57% of the faceoffs. Went 1 for 1 on the power play. Only gave up 2 power play chances to Buffalo. 23 hits, 14 block shots, but a lot of giveaways. 15 giveaways. So that could be where Columbus ends up eating it. But Toronto hasn't been fantastic on taking advantage of the opportunities that are given to them. So we'll see. Meanwhile, Toronto in their game against Calgary, you had Domi and Nyes in the second period. Nyes again on a power play in the third, and Domi later on to make it 4. See, Toronto had 37 shots, no overtime, though, like Columbus had. They won 50% of the faceoff, went 1 for 4 on a power play. Now, that could be a big change in this game, depending on how many penalties Toronto gives up, because they gave Calgary 3 chances. Columbus gave Buffalo 2. But Toronto going 1 for 4 on a power play is, I would expect a lot more out of them. Not a lot, 20 hits or less for both. Calgary had 30. Holy shit. Remember earlier when I said the giveaways could be a big factor? However, Toronto isn't doing great with actually taking advantage of the opportunities the other team is giving them. Calgary had 30 giveaways and 3 takeaways. Toronto had 16 giveaways and 8 takeaways. So they had 38 opportunities to turn things into something versus Calgary's 19 opportunities. They still only won by 1. Like, Toronto figures out how to actually do good with the bad from the other side. They're going to be deadly, which they should be. Still waving the flag around. Doesn't look like they've done the anthem yet, so we'll have a couple of minutes. Looks like they still just brought everybody out on the ice. Yep, helmets coming off. So we're going to do an "Oh Canada" and a national anthem, or Star Spangled Banner, and we'll get going. McEnany, huh? I just want to see. This is the only feed that would have had any kind of anybody using it, so mine is double check real quick. All right, here's "Oh Canada." Colors on my TV are weird. See how that goes. While we're waiting to get started here, let's take a look at tomorrow's game and start kicking around the idea of who we're going to watch. Got the Boston Bruins in Boston against the Buffalo Sabres at 4. Ottawa Senators and the Flames in Ottawa at 4. Stars and the Lightning. Wow, look at that. We already know what game we're going to watch tomorrow. 4 o'clock, Stars and the Lightning. Absolutely, no doubt. Predators and the Flyers at 4. Islanders and the Hurricanes at 4:30. Sorry. It's the Stars and the Lightning in Tampa. The Predators and the Flyers in Philly at 4. 4:30 is the Islanders and the Hurricanes in Carolina. 5, it's Canucks and the Blues in St. Louis. 5 o'clock, Penguins and the Wild in Minnesota. 5 o'clock, Blackhawks and the Jets in Winnipeg. 6 o'clock, Rangers and the Oilers in Edmonton. 7 o'clock, the Devils and the Sharks in San Jose. And at 7:30, the Red Wings and the Kings. A lot of hockey tomorrow. 1 game today. Let's see if we get a night shout in Columbus here. Not as loud as watch Florida games. Like, you see it just how, because Florida is when they hear red, they shout red, but then it gets "you gave proof through the night." It's awesome. Columbus to start off the game before puck drop is already 1-for-1. Oh no, that's face off. Okay, yeah, they already won the first face off before the game started. So keep an eye out for that. All right, I'm going to be struggling with Columbus, so forgive me for not knowing names. From you versus Elvis. Okay, I remember Merzlikins. I already feel bad calling him Merzlikins if that's not it. But we're going to go with Elvis versus the other guy because I already forgot his name. Oh no, it's Elvis and Premu. I'm gonna go with Premu until I hear otherwise. All right, Columbus got the puck into the Toronto zone quick up against the boards. Coming away with it, trying to flip it up over the shoulder of Premu, and he's able to luckily shut it down. He had no idea where that puck was or went, but good position hockey. Primo. Okay, now I feel like an even bigger dick. Dude's name is Primo. Got it. Primo and Elvis. Face off in neutral, just outside of Columbus zone. Puck comes down the red line. Columbus enters low. Taking a shot. There's a swing and a miss and a hard press into the boards. And I got to figure out. There's Marchenko just taking a blast trying to get the puck deep. Meanwhile, Matthews the other way. Robertson towards the net. Hit skates out front. Matthews giving some problems. There's that Matei Chuck. Damn it. Chuck. Okay. See, I'm learning. Chuck. Okay. Puck all the way up, not able to cross into the Toronto zone, right back to the red line and dumped in by Toronto. Elvis plays it down low. Ooh, bad turnover on the low boards. Columbus trying to recover, but they can't. Sent down low by Toronto, fed back out front, fought away by a Columbus stick. Another big opportunity for Toronto. Columbus struggling inside their own zone. Fed down low from the point. Loose puck. Chaos drill. Finally, a sticks on it, and it's sent wide. Puck in the low corner. Columbus trying to work it out of their own zone. They struggle again. Joshua disrupts that. Then Riley throws it across to the high boards. Columbus finally gets it clear. But it's not going to be for long as Toronto, Riley, hanging out in his own zone, passes it across. Coming back down low, Domi lets the puck go. Little miscommunication as Lorenz chases the puck in deep. Battle behind the net. Domi gets it up to the point. Shot by Ekman Larson goes off of Elvis. Columbus working their way back. See if they can buy some breathing room. And there you go. Misplay by Toronto. Sent immediately towards the puck or boards. Comes down to the low wall. Bad pass across the point, and Columbus has to reset. Trying again. They get bottom dot. Should have taken the shot, but he finally does. Hits a stick and goes way up out of play. That was Wood for Columbus, just hesitating, looking for a pass, not paying attention to the net, and giving up a wide open opportunity to go heads up with the goalie. Shame. Every now and then, ice cold, freezing water is it's just the tits. Tavares in the circle to the left of Primo. And they're going to send Sillinger in to face off with them. Benoit able to get the puck behind the net. Sillinger recovers right out front. Can't get control of the puck. It's still loose. Primo looking for it, trying to cover. It keeps bouncing around. Finally gets back out to the top of the circles. And a turnover as Toronto's able to get it all the way down the ice. That was very, very close for Primo there. Dumped in. That Coyle for Columbus deep into the Toronto zone. See, down on the boards is Olivier. Comes away. Columbus right up front. He's tripped. He trips on the goalie. I have no idea if the puck went in. The ref's waving it off. Oh, my goodness. 4 minutes into this game, and it has already been rather exciting. Werenski and Wood trying to have a conversation with the ref to figure out what happened. Let's take a look. Because Primo ended up laid out. He tripped the shit out of old boy. Puck does not cross. That is about as close as a puck could get. But this ain't football. It ain't breaking the plane. It's completely across. What a wild start to the first couple minutes of a game that, I'm going to be honest, I wasn't all excited to watch. The more I started looking at the schedules that they've already played, their wins and losses and stuff. What are you arguing about here? The puck never went all the way across. It's not across, not across, not across. I have no idea what Columbus is bitching about. Oh, I mean, they're home, so you expect it from the crowd. Puck cleared all the way down off the face-off, and we're going to go right back in front of Primo. They're going to take a real close look. Not across, not across, not across. Like I said, it's about as close as it could be, but it does not make its way all the way. Big shot stop by Primo. Oh, a great shot from on top of the slot. Ooh, fed out front from behind the net. Toronto is getting pummeled. Another big shot stop by Primo. Myers able to get it out. Finally, Matthews takes it into neutral, but turns it over as he's trying to feed Robertson into the Columbus zone. Comes back out, Toronto dumping it in. Dude, Columbus was looking rough for the first minute or two. Well, no, actually, they were taking it into Toronto zone. Then they had a struggle where their transitions were shit. And then now they are just right back into, all right, now we control you. You're going to do what we want you to do. So Toronto's going to have to, like that right there. What a soft move that was. Who was that? 53. Cowan. Cowan's doing a lot of reaching with his stick instead of throwing a shoulder into bodies. If everybody else on Toronto is going to play that soft, then Toronto's in trouble. Puck moved up ahead, turned over, fed right out front, just missed the connection for Columbus. Toronto right back the other way, feeding Domi up front, makes it through to Elvis, who feeds it to the low wall, and it's chipped out. Benoit chasing it down, and that's going to be an icing on Columbus. Face-off coming back in front of Elvis. Little over 5.5 gone in the first period. I know Elvis. I know he's good. It's as the game goes on. If Toronto's ever able to build pressure right in front of the crease, it's going to start throwing a wrench into his game. We'll see how Toronto does. But I know nothing about Primo. And so far in the first 5-6 minutes, he's impressed me. Like I said, watching the Dallas Avalanche game, there was zero goaltending involved in that. So it's nice to see a little bit a little bit of skill to start the game at least. Walking the Toronto zone. Columbus tries to get it around the low boards. It goes all the way back. Ooh, a shot ends up on Elvis, but comes right back out. I look down to check a name, and sure enough, they actually got one on net. Benoit from his own zone. Leaves it up to McCabe. Comes back to Benoit. He barely gets it out, but immediately turned over across the blue line. Columbus storming in with speed. Quick turnover, and he scores. Sillinger for Columbus puts the first point on the board. What up, Mercs? How you doing, buddy? It was like I was giving Primo a bunch of compliments, but this was a matter of time, man. Toronto is completely letting their boy down. Doing awesome. That's great, buddy. Ooh, that was actually that was a little soft on Primo. Great shot by Sillinger. Not taking anything away from Sillinger. But Primo has to score, has to get top of the crease on that one. I don't know. Dude had a lot of pressure on his back, and he kind of sat back. Kid's getting 100 on test. I need Columbus to win. Hey, so far so good, buddy. It's awesome. Your kids are doing well, man. It's like that's what makes them deserve having fun on the rink downstairs, you know? But yeah, I was like, I'm pulling for Toronto just because I don't know anything about Columbus. And I said that Marty and Jamie popped in, said, "Go Leafs, go." I'm like, "Hey, go Leafs, go." As far as I'm concerned, I'll take it. But man, Toronto looks like trash. Toronto took a timeout. I'm guessing they're considering challenging the game. Hey, right on, buddy. Glad I could be here for you, man. Yeah, I wasn't really excited about it, but it's been a decent first 6, 7 minutes. Best one some time. Awesome, man. Like I said, it sounds like everything's going well, man. By the grace of God, you're having some good days, dude. That's cool. Ooh, McKay, or no, that was Riley. Wait, what just happened? Face off. Toronto takes it in the zone, goes to clear, gets stopped. I guess they're calling off signs. Whatever. So, scoring for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Cole Sillinger, assisted by Coyle. Gotta get back to Thursday. It's looking like we're gonna be here at 4 o'clock tomorrow too. Looking at the games, I'm definitely the only one sticking out is the Stars and the Lightning. I don't even expect that to be really that great of a game, but I have a feeling it's gonna be the best one out of all of them tomorrow. And then Friday, we're here at 1 p.m. Man, anybody that wants to come hang out on Friday, it's Nevada Day. So 1 p.m. game for us. And there's only 3 Red Wings, Ducks, Islanders, Capitals. If Vegas wins, we may switch it up and decide to do a double header, but we'll have to make that decision tomorrow or Friday. And then Saturday, we want to do an early game or a late game. Oh, it's going to be a late game. Oh, no, it's going to be a midday game. 3 o'clock on Saturday. So tomorrow we'll watch Stars Tampa, come back Friday for Vegas, and then come back Saturday for Stars Panthers. Kind of all right with that. Oop, that's not what I want to do. And then Sunday, what we'll have to decide what we'll do on Sunday. All right, we're back to hockey. Scheduling. Dude, I would love to get a hold of there's a couple guys I enjoy watching, like side scrollers. Craig's always rocking the Dallas Stars hat. I'll say I'd love to get a VGK game with old dude, but so I actually kind of want to reach. Sorry, total random thought, but I might as well get it recorded so I forget about it as soon as it's there. There are a couple guys I want to. I see wearing hockey gear that I would love to watch a game with, but got to get built up a little more. All right, face off from the center dot. 7.5 gone in the first. Shots are 3-2 Columbus. Offsides, delayed offsides, and Columbus is going to head back the other way. Let me get this. I need to get the box score back up because I just do not know these guys I don't know shit from nothing. How far behind are we? Puck behind the Columbus net. Let's see, 11:30. Okay, I'm not too far behind. Ooh, Robertson gets a great pass to Matthews, who just launches one. Good save, Elvis. Columbus finally gets clear. Ekman Larson looking to head back the other way. Passed up to Carlo, back to Carlo. And here we go. Cowan trying to make the move inside. That's not Cowan. That's 55. Oh, that's our boy. I did this last time. I kept calling him Roy because there's I forgot what the Roy name is, and I didn't realize because he's number 55 that's Nick Waugh. I miss our boy. Dude. I miss the Carrier, Waugh, Colasar, fourth line. Going before the Cup champion, or Vegas win the Cup. I miss Revo. Miss Fleury. Miss a lot of the Vegas guys. Anyway, Columbus in the Toronto zone takes a shot. Good block right out front. I think that's Joshua just stood right in front of it. Columbus from neutral, hitting the red line and in. Look at the low boards, fed to the point, and our boy Nicky gets it out. Lorenz takes a shot at the net and goes wide. Columbus recovering, getting it out to neutral. Domi sending it right back in. Fortunately, he sent it right back in off the chest of Severson. I'll go with Severson, who is behind his own net, feeding the puck up high. Fed all the way down. Great pass. Potential for offside because that was close, but it looked like a great pass. Puck right out front to Primo, and he's able to cover it up and freeze it. That Lundstrom. Damn, there's a lot of commercials. Let's see. What's all going on in the world? Bu- bu- A lot of the same old stuff, huh? No. Um. Hmm. Yep. Same old stuff going on in the world that there was a couple hours ago. Except now, that's it. These betting commercials getting shoved in the face of everybody is fucking hysterical. I started streaming games last year, and I have said the same thing since I started streaming. The fact that there is betting shit and gambling stuff all over hockey is it's gross to me. It's disgusting. But not only that, they suspended last year or the year before, they suspended a couple of guys for half the season because they were betting on a sport other than hockey. Not doing like insider information, not none of that shit. It was they were betting on like soccer or something of the horses or something, and they got suspended for half the season. The day they returned, they had to wear like Bet 365 or ESPN Bet or FanDuel or something. They had to wear one of those um, gambling website advertisements on their helmet. And there was a game in like Reno that was played where the face-off dots were roulette wheels. It's like, what are we doing? All right, we're back. Little chaos in the low corner of the Columbus zone, but Blue Jackets come back out. Storming in, taking it around the net. Nice hit. Who's that? Carlo? Columbus top dot. Big shot saved by Primo. 9:25 to go in the first. Damn it. Shots are 4-3 Toronto. Which is hard to believe. As much as Columbus has been tearing up Toronto and getting pressured, none of the pucks just made it through. Very surprising, to be honest. Tavares in the circle to the right of Primo. Coil in for Columbus. Columbus wins the faceoff right to the middle, and the pass goes right through the skates of Matty Chuck. The fuck is that? Oh, they just broke the camera. Huh. Yep. Elvis. It looked like that's exactly what Elvis hit the glass. It popped up and hit the camera lens. Oh yeah, it did hit the dasher. It hit the corner of the dasher and went straight up into the camera. What a weird bounce. We know something about weird bounces, don't we? Dude, that one, thank goodness we had smart enough referees for it not to count. The thing goes off the glass, off a ref, into an open net because I want to say it was Schmid was behind the net waiting for it to come down the board, but ends up hitting the ref and going in. Like, no, 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 no. Benoit able to keep it in. Puck thrown all the way down. Tavares putting a hit on. I like it. McCabe putting pressure on Columbus on the low boards. Puck goes way up high. And just a straight cross check to the ribs. I guess we'll forget about that as Columbus scores. That's Werenski just burying one. Hard check at the blue line. And Columbus just went an army on two. But that cross check at the blue line Like, that is clearly a cross check to me. And then Primo lets up a soft. I am no longer as impressed with Primo as I was in the first 5 minutes. However, there was that looked like a cross check to me right at the blue line. Just put boy on his ass. But you got to play defense. The guy was standing. The guy was right there with him the entire skate in, but let him make his way to the dot under no pressure. Matthews trying to come back the other way. Big shot by McMahon. Big save by Elvis. Puck right up front. Nothing having as the makes its way to the backboard. Matthews passes it out front. And Robertson misses the net wide. Riley trying to keep it down low, get it to Robertson. Columbus comes away with it, but another turnover. Back towards the net, fought off by Elvis. Ooh, and then Matthews going in and putting on pressure. Can't get the puck to McCann, though. As Columbus is going to come all the way out. Primo has to play it back up. Riley from neutral, dumping it into the Columbus zone behind Elvis. Elvis settles it and then it's taken away from him. Worked out high. On the high boards, all the way across down low, and a good play by the Wrench to hustle back and get a stick on the loose puck or on the slow pass. Scoring for the Columbus Blue Jackets, Zach Werenski, assisted by Coyle and Sillinger. All right. We are counting down to 7 minutes left in the first. Shots are 7-4 Toronto. Columbus winning 2-0, going 50% on their attempts. That is obnoxious. Puck goes up out of play from neutral. It's just, like I said, the first couple of minutes, Primo is the only reason it wasn't 2 or 3-0. Now he's the reason it is 2-0. I mean, he should have. It's not on him, but he should have had that last goal for. But Toronto is. How the fuck did they win 5 games playing like this? Because I remember we were watching them play Boston not too long ago. Toronto trying to go right out front. It doesn't connect. Nick Wall in the corner being held off. Who was that? By Christensen. Just can't get a full attempt towards Elvis. Man, this thing always... I got to get this seal fixed. I was cowing trying to feed it out, and I don't think it hit Watson. I think it hit Christensen's stick. Dude, I swear. It's not just that all the guys that I've been a fan of for a long time are getting old. The new guys coming in look 12. Damn, just getting his ass kicked and skates away with it. McCabe wide open at the net and a late stick coming in by Marchenko. Could have just saved a Toronto goal. That was a stare down the barrel look at Elvis right there. I mean, they just said the Red Sea parted. It literally was. Everybody moved out of the damn way. Riley to the Wrench from the red line, dumps it into the high corner. The Wrench goes down and chases the loose puck. Oh, Columbus is going to get ahead, but Primo comes out, makes the play around the back of the net. No harm done. Columbus back to neutral. 5.5 left in the first period. Delayed offsides, they'll correct it. Back on sides. Great play. Great play by Toronto to set up Columbus for a beautiful shot. Like, dude, the Leafs look so bad. All the way across. There was a good stick by Benoit. Who is that? Blaze. Olivier trying to work it low. Puck comes back out. Coyle on a hard angle shot. And the puck comes right into danger zone. Ekman Larson. Hang on. Is that Michelli? Yeah. Nice. Trying to get around the board. Trying to get around the boards to the high corner. He does. Tavares steals it. Ekman Larson takes a shot fought off by Elvis. Fed back out front for Nyes, who shoots and misses the net. Puck up out of play. 4:21 to go in the first period. Now, as is standard, intermission coming up. We will be taking a break. Go grab something to eat, something to drink, relax for a few minutes, hang out, whatever you need to get done, stretch, get the blood moving at the very least. And then we'll come back probably right as intermission ends. There's not a lot to cover today. With this being the only game, there's not a whole lot. You know, a lot of it can wait till tomorrow. We're going to do one of the earlier games tomorrow, 4 o'clock. So keep an eye out for that one. I'm going to stand up and stretch real quick. All right. Gotta do that once or twice a period, especially as we get towards the end. My legs start getting all tight, back's tight, but man, that feels great. Face off win for Toronto. Robertson comes away with it up the low boards. Nope, tries to go out to the point, misses everybody. Primo unable to play it outside the trapezoid. Could be setting up some danger, but nope. Toronto's able to get clear. Much better exit and entry for Toronto right there. But the shot goes 5 feet wide. Matthews, low boards, trying to cycle to the point, throws it at the net, hits a stick of Werenski right in front of him and goes up out of play. Good sticks by Columbus, shutting down passing lanes, shutting down shooting lanes. Dude, goals by defense last season. Toronto had 21 total. Werenski had 23. Like, shout out to oh boy, but I still hate that defensemen are ranked off of goals and points. Kind of beats the point of them being defensemen, you know? Dude, Columbus has won 13 of the faceoffs. This is wild. Benoit from the top of the low circle puts it right into the crest of Elvis. Dude's got Spider-Man and Powerpuff Girls and Mojo Jojo and his name's Elvis, so it fits. Puck comes right out. Probably should have turned a shot. Cowan eventually does. Fought off to the low corner by Elvis. 3.5 minutes left in the period as Columbus leaves their zone. Ooh, little misplay. Slows down the momentum they were carrying in. Riley from behind his own net takes it right up the gut. Passed up ahead, deflected by Columbus, and they turn it back around. 1-on-1. Top dot, and a big save as the puck hits Primo right in the crest. 3 minutes to go in the first. As I try to refresh the feed because it just froze on me. There we go. Nice. Throws it into neutral. Columbus. Just going to reset. There we go. Making their way in. It's tipped in. Backhand towards the net. Goes wide. It goes off the glove of Primo, but back to the backboards. Top of the high circle. Shot saved by Primo. Man, can we cut it out with the stoppages? I miss the 40-minute periods. I don't miss watching hour and 10, hour and 15 long periods. Never mind. I forgot we started at 4:30, so that is on me for bitching a little too much, but I just feel like this is dragged on forever. Good stick by Domi, causing disruption, just not enough to go the other way with it. Again, Toronto's racking up stats that make them look good, but they don't look good. Ekman Larson loses the puck in the Columbus zone. Right up front for Columbus, Riley with the good stick. Gets the puck to Domi. Now Riley able to take it into Columbus, but a great back check by Coyle. Broke that up. Olivier going down low, tripped by Myers. And we are getting, or it's a hold. We are getting our first power play with 1:42 to go in the first. Shots are 9-6 Toronto. Columbus scoring on a third of their shots. That's absolutely a hold. He grabbed old boy's wrist. Can't do that. He knew it. He didn't even argue. All right. Let's get a quick start. Quick goal, put it up 3-0 and call it good. Puck set around the low boards. And out. 90 seconds left in the period. Columbus coming in with space, 2-on-2 all the way across, and the paddle of Primo stops the stops the crossing pass. Good grief, guys! I will figure this out. Minute and a quarter. Columbus across the red line, into the zone, low boards. Resetting at the low point, goes across the blue line. Top circle. Back to the blue line, top of the low circle, fed across the middle instead of taking the shot. Not a bad decision. But trying to feed it right to the middle from the low dot, kicked away by the skate of McCabe. Nice, trying to cut it up the court, cut it up the ice. Now Toronto's just going to kill some time as Benoit chases the puck into his own zone. And it's out, not by much. Coyle wanted to re-enter, but he forced to wait for the change. Columbus deep again. 15 seconds left in the period. 30 seconds left on the power play. And Toronto is going to clear to end the period. Desperation pass from Elvis goes nowhere. So 19 seconds on the power play clock when we return from first intermission. So far, what we're looking at is total domination and uncontrollable urge from Toronto to shoot themselves in the foot. Like, they're not even... Now, that's going to be too dickish. I'm not going to go that far, but the effort by Toronto, man, it's lazy, it's sloppy. They have little spurts of energy every now and then, but Columbus is just absolutely dominating. You get these little, like I said, these little shots of energy from Toronto where they want to pretend like they're big. They want to pretend they'll play physical for a minute or two, but that's it. Nobody can control the puck on the Leafs side. Domi, great pressure to poke the puck away, gets a stick on it, and then it's gone. Matthews losing pucks. Riley's looking sharp. Benoit's been okay. He's playing a little more physical than everybody else. Not by much, though. He's willing to lean into the boards to separate skater from puck. But Toronto is not skating big. A lot of, like I said, they have their moments, but a lot of what they're doing is getting to the play and then reaching out their arm and swinging with their stick. So it's surprising there haven't been more trips. But it's that I don't want to get hit reach. And especially, like, I'm surprised that Columbus is just going off right now. They're skating fast. They don't need to be physical because Toronto doesn't want to be, so they haven't been physical, so they have plenty of energy. Again, if you want to tire somebody out or slow the pace down, then you have to be physical. Toronto's typically not afraid of that. I don't know what the hell they're doing tonight. But yeah, control the pace or control the tone. There is no tone. It's all pace. So we'll see how that goes when we get back for the second period. Toronto needs to make some big changes, and it's not a line switch. It's not a center switch. It's not pairs. None of that. It is the same mindset we saw from Florida a few days ago when we watched them, where they're not vibing, and instead of trying to figure out what it's going to take to get grooving, they're like, oh, well, I guess we'll figure it out later. I don't know. All right. Be back in a couple of minutes here, y'all. See you soon. Alrighty, we should be coming back in just a moment here. Take charger over here. We'll take a look at the stats so far. We already know Columbus is destroying in faceoff percentage, 61%, 14 out of 23. That's actually they've lost the last 4 faceoffs then because it was 14-5 when they showed the stat. 18 seconds left on the Columbus power play. Shots are 9-6 Toronto. The current power play is the first power play of the game. Got 9 block shots each. Columbus with 10 giveaways, Toronto with 8, and Toronto with the only takeaway. Double check messages real quick. All right. Puck drop. Toronto wins it. Carlo throws it all the way down. It's 5 face-offs in a row going in Toronto's favor. Columbus right in, shot from the point, fought off by Primo to the corner. Top dot, trying to get in tight, shoots, and the puck goes straight up in the air. Fought into the low corner. Carlo trying to get some control, but Columbus has it, trying to get it clear, and Toronto finally does. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. Toronto has it inside. Shot. Fought off by the goaltender. Sorry, the Columbus goaltender. Blue Jackets in the other way. Riley recovers. Heads right back out. Matthews trying to make a quick move. Ends up with a broken stick. Columbus comes right back down the other way. Boyle in the high corner looking for something to do. He passes it right to Ekman Larson, who doesn't clear. Columbus still controlling. Going down low behind the net. Riding up the wall. Ooh, a good move, and Columbus gets a little bit of space trying to go across, ends up in the high corner. At the dot, puck at the high point, Columbus. Right through the middle, and a shot misses the net wide as Primo goes for the glove save. Columbus, 40 seconds of zone time wasted away on their own errant pass. Headed right back in. Tavares can't control the puck, but he puts pressure on to force a turnover. And Toronto ices it. Face off coming right back in front of Primo. Just right off the mask of Primo. That was Wawrinski, just cool, calm, collected, taking it out on the high side and just planking it off of Primo's mask. 2 minutes gone. Okay, no icing. Face off comes to the center dot. That looked weird to me. I thought, anyway. Puck goes behind Elvis into the high corner of the Columbus zone. Puck on the low boards, and Columbus gets it clear. Oh, he skated in backwards. Did not have control. 2.5 minutes gone. Shots at 10-7 Toronto. 8 second period, -8 second period goal differential this season for Toronto. They are the worst in the NHL in the second period. Brutal. Lorenz chasing it down. He gets to it. Pitched out to the middle. McCabe shoots. And it eventually ends up in the net. You got Columbus arguing about it, but Toronto does get a point on the board after a little chaos moment as the puck goes in the air. Elvis is flapping around. Lawrence feeds it out to the middle. There's the McCabe shot. Puck goes in the air. We're going to see if it hit his hand. And was it above the post? Was it above the crossbar? Nope, that's definitely the stick. So was it the crossbar? That looks like first goal for Blaze. All right, we going to face off, or are they still looking? I would like to see an on ice angle. Crotch pad drop. That is close. They're saying good goal. I wouldn't argue it. That was definitely close. But we got ourselves a game. 2-1 Columbus. Shots are 11-7 Toronto. 17 and a quarter to go in the second. Primo from behind his own net takes the high wall out. Oop, stopped and comes right back at him. Off the low point, another shot going for the tip, and Primo gloves it. Face off coming in the Toronto zone with 3 minutes on the dot gone in the second period. Just Christensen from the point trying to throw it towards the net. Tip did not connect. That is close. Nick Wall tipping it in, rides Christensen into the bottom boards. Tavares trying to come away with the puck. Good pressure from Columbus. Good job by Nick Wall to send the puck back in from the blue line. He then trips himself and takes his boy out with him. So a lot of good work by Nick Wall right there. And then a whoops. Lundstrom loses as he tries to make a move at the net. Toronto's just letting Columbus skate right in. There is no pressure. Shot from Christensen, saved by Primo as it hits him in the crest. But man, I mean, you would expect a little resistance like earlier than the bottom of the circle, but when Columbus decides to come in wide, Toronto just collapses to the net. And it's like, dude, you guys can try and stop them at the blue line. Like, I get mad at Vegas when we just let guys get to the top of the circles. Puck comes out of the Columbus zone. Werenski dumps it down. Puck to the high corner as McKay brings it back behind Primo. Robertson gets it out front. McMahon skating in. He's got help across. They can't connect. Bouncing pass was a little too hard to handle. Puck comes back out to neutral. Benoit gets it to Robertson. Cycles around for a moment, and Benoit on the low boards goes all the way ahead. McMahon, Matthews fighting on the boards for it. Columbus comes away with it. Toronto's just getting bullied, bro. I know Toronto is better than that. McCabe trying to clear, goes right into the skates in front of him. Matthews trying to make a move, one-on-one. Great stick right there by Matejchuk. Ooh, now he's able to keep it in. A shot coming from Michelli, and it ends up out of play. 5 minutes gone in the second period. Yeah, that's a great job by Matthews. I mean, he swats that thing down, goes right into the bench, and allows the play to develop in front of him. Michelli goes just off the shoulder of Elvis to send it sky high. That was a very good shot. A very good turnover for Matthews and a very good shot for Michelli. Just a little better save as a shot comes from Nice, way up close off the face-off. Elvis makes another great save. Olivier able to pass it up the ice. Columbus into the Toronto zone, but met hard at the blue line. It's about time they decide to play some early defense. Tavares gets in and gets a shot off, but a blocker save by Elvis to the high point. Toronto keeps it in. Another good shot and a great glove save. The Columbus goaltender flashing the leather. Showing why he deserves to be here. Nice, just makes a great play. Does a little stick check on Provorov. And gets right to the puck. It dead center in front of Elvis. And just a great save by the goaltender. Play all the way around, low boards. Carlo back to Blade, comes up the boards to the high point. McCabe all the way across to Carlo. The Domi, they're keeping it up high. Cycling, McCabe, top of the low circle, a great shot and an elbow save by Elvis. What a... There you go, offsides on Toronto off the battle on the low boards. What a play. Dude, again, Goalkeeping on the side of the Blue Jackets has been fantastic. 6 minutes gone in the second period. We really can't get more than a minute of play at a time here. Whoops. Would be MASH. Oh, Columbus with another big turnover. 2 shots saved by Primo. Now it's a foot race. Tavares gets there in time to wave the icing. Nick Wall gets it to the point. Ekman Larson with the shot. The tip goes wide right of the goal. Cowan able to get it centered, but Columbus is able to grab it. Toronto's starting to be skate a little heavier. They're going to have to be a lot heavier. Puck gets into neutral. Wall's going for a change. Michelli chasing it down as it's slowed down by Elvis. And now Columbus. Ooh, swing and a miss, swing and a miss. He'll cycle behind his own net. Pressure by Robertson as Columbus makes their way forward. And it's turned over in the Columbus zone. McMahon making a great play. Coming back out to neutral, and eventually Toronto controls. McMahon breaking in, circling, getting it centered. A quick turn and shot by Robertson goes wide. A big hit by Matthews on Matejchuk. I didn't know he had it in him. Myers dumping it down from the low point. McMahon behind the net under heavy pressure. Puck comes to Robertson. High corner. Trying to cycle to the point. He gets there. Turning around. Columbus gives him plenty of space. Matthews throws it into the corner. McMahon gets it behind the net. Feeds it up to Michelli. Michelli and Tavares play a little oops. And then puck comes around to Myers on the low board. Just battling. Ooh, nice. Trying to cut in from the high dot. Stopped before he could get a shot off. Columbus takes the high road out. Carlo to Riley. Riley back to the middle. Picked off. Columbus back in. And good defense by Carlo. But a shot still ends up on net. The second one makes it. Ovasov able to bury another one for Columbus, and he extends the lead for the Blue Jackets. 2 opportunities, back-to-back opportunities, a little bit of space, and then back-to-back opportunities. Bad turnover right there to bring him in. Puck ends up behind the net, fed out front. Great save by Primo. Follow up by Provosov, and Primo's already extended. He's thinking he's got a little bit of help there, but as Primo makes the slide to the left, he goes over the right shoulder with the backhand. Great shot. Puck coming around the low boards. Ekman Larson in the corner. Toronto comes away with it. Ben Wall to Wall. Back to Ben Wall. Good Lord, you guys. Work with me here. Ben Wall to Wall. Ball goes up the low corner. Looking for a place to go, and it ends up out of the zone. Ben Wall to play it. Chucked in. Elvis slows it down. Michelli gets there first, trying to get it to Wall, and it's shut down. Columbus goes back to neutral. Carlo to Ekman Larson. He goes all the way ahead. Michelli tips it in. And Elvis takes the low boards out. 9.5 gone in the second period. Shots are 16-12 Toronto. And though we've had some really, really good spikes from Toronto, they are just unable to beat the man in the Columbus net. Meanwhile, Primo, two of those you could probably give him a little bit of slack for, but he's just not getting any help from the guys in front of him. I say it's like watching Vegas play Tampa this past Sunday. Like, guys, dude, if you give him a little bit of effort, we win. But nope. It's hard to play defense. All right, Columbus getting down to the low wall. Low point, fed down the low wall, back to the top of the low circle. That shot misses the net. Werenski is down low, trying to poke it back deep, and Matthews comes away with it. Deep pass. McMahon backhanding it towards Elvis, a follow-up shot, and the goaltender stays on point. Oh, that was a big hit from Toronto. I did not see the numbers, but somebody for Columbus just got crunched on the low boards. Ekman Larson feeding it up the low boards. There's Bly. Pass comes out to Lorentz, and he feeds it up ahead to Domi. Lorentz going in. Big shot, big glove save. Puck back behind Columbus net into the high corner. Okay, a little bit of an extracurricular hit there. Yeah, they're gonna wave off the icing as Ben Wall loafed back to get it. McCabe coming out of his zone. Gets the pass up ahead. Michelli takes a shot, hits the skate of the guy in front of him. Columbus back the other way. I thought that would be an icing. Okay, there's the icing call. Yeah, he wasn't even close to the red line. 8.25 to go in the second. And again, little flash coming from Toronto every now and then. Otherwise, it is all Columbus. Been a good, clean hockey game. There's been one or two things that are like 50-50. Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. Ooh, you know what I should have done? Should have done this. There. Puck fed up and out by Columbus. Back into the zone. Prosser. I can never get his fucking name right, dude. Hang on, let me get this back up here. It's actually, these guys are a little, Columbus has actually been tough to get the names down because there's just too many guys that have tough names. Robertson works it down into the low corner. McMahon fighting and gets beat. That's Marchenko. Columbus ends up with it. Robertson takes a whack, an extracurricular whack that was uncalled for, in my opinion. Robertson to McMahon. McMahon coming in under pressure. Good hit right there as McMahon avoids another one. Monahan just doing work. Big shot from Riley off the top of the low circle. Misses the net, hits the boards, and goes out of play. Chaos. 6:47 to go in the second. Shots are 20-12 Toronto. But Elvis just holding strong. Back in a second. I'm just going to take a moment to stretch my back. That always feels so good. Face off to the left of Elvis, and Columbus comes away with it. Matthews just can't quite keep it in at the line. 2-on-1. Shot and a score. Columbus 4-1. Go the Blue Jackets off the Matthews misplay. Yeah, it's not quite that bad. It might be in a few minutes here, but it's not quite 43 bad. And then Riley just gets his ass beat on that pass from Coyle over the Cylinder. And now Cylinder's on hat trick watch with 26 minutes to go. 26 and a half minutes to go. That's his fourth career 2-goal game. I was not expecting this to go. I was kind of expecting the opposite of this. But here we are. Big shot from the low point by Christensen. And now Toronto has numbers, but Domi can't get the pass through the skates. Trying to force so much. And it's all leading to bad news. And then when Columbus screws up, they're like, no, it's okay. Here, you have the puck back. McCabe in his own zone. Throws it up front. Heading into the zone. Big shot by Joshua goes wide. Joshua just kind of walked right in. He had some sticks swung at him, but that was not a whole lot of defensive pressure by Columbus. At this point, they're saying, dude, shoot it, whatever. Quicker you shoot it, the quicker we're able to leave the zone with the puck. Shot from the top of the high circle goes up and out of play. Dude, we just had a commercial break. What are we doing? Good Lord. What is this? What has hockey become? What? Like, I know we got to clean the ice, but we just had a goal. Why wasn't the ice clean? Oh, man. Interesting commercial. Body armor. Got it. No. Saw that. We know that one. Huh. Let's get back to some hockey, can we? We'll see how Toronto responds. We'll see how Toronto handles the beginning of the third period, but this may be a very quick out on this one. We shall see. Face off. 5 minutes to go in the second period. Michelli sends it around the Columbus boards. Nyes grabs it down low. Columbus takes it, works it right out. I was hoping for a different bounce than he ended up getting, but that's an icing on Columbus. This dude, the first half of the first period was kind of an exciting game, and then all the stoppages started and everything. It was really slow, not a lot happening. Start of this period was about the same way. You had about 5-10 minutes of okay, this is kind of fun again, and then started to just drag on. It's mostly because Toronto just looks like trash. Columbus is doing a lot of what they want with not a lot of consequence. Like they're taking risk and screwing up with no consequence. Puck in the high corner, Columbus zone brought out. Tavares shoots, and he is stopped by Elvis. Again, sloppy play in the corner by Columbus. Puck comes right out front with Tavares all alone. Cannot beat the Columbus goaltender. Brutal. 4:28 to go in the second. Shots 21-13. Leafs face off to the left of the Columbus net. And Blue Jackets win it. However, Matthew steps in front of it, gets one towards the net. Elvis saves it, kicks it to the low corner. Back up the low boards. Robertson fighting for his life. And Blue Jackets are able to clear. Riley catches it at the red line, dumps it right back in. Find the Columbus net. Blue Jackets work up the high boards, take the high road out. Toronto from their own zone. Pitched up ahead, and that should be an icing on the Leafs. So we got another stoppage. I swear, these guys, they know what they're doing. With this real quick, they're watching a car chase. We can watch the game in a little bit. We can do some of that. There we go. Columbus coming back in. Great back check by Bly. And a misconnection to McMahon trying to go back the other way. Columbus in, untouched, right down to the dots. Like, man, they are just. Toronto does not like playing defense in the top 30 feet of their zone. Pass worked out. Toronto coming back the other way. Picked ahead. A great pass. Great control. Dude goes hard into the boards head first. I am very surprised that's not a penalty, but it wasn't a very hard hit. And the Blue Jackets score. Dude, Lorenz is hurt. Whoa. Whoops. That was the wrong button. My bad. Lorenz is pissed. I don't think he's frustrated. That probably should have been a penalty. It looked like a dangerous play, but I mean, it also looked like he kind of just got a little push and went hard forward into the boards. Let's see. Oh, no, as far as I can see, Lorenz just loses it. He's trying to make a move and he might have toe picked while his legs were spread, and that just sends the puck back the other way, and Primo gets beat. And then Lorenz just snaps his stick over his knee. That Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, Lorenz was hurt, but it's not an automatic stoppage because a guy's hurt. That's just, it is what it is. Sucks, but like I said, from what I saw looking at it, he didn't go down because of anything Columbus did. He went down because he had his skates in a weird position, trying to stop and trying to build a base, and then he picked and went hard head first into the boards. Like, that looked bad, and I feel for him, but the play continues. Benoit could have gotten an embellishment right there. Puck right out in front of Primo, smacked away. Not big pad save, rebound. Elvis is just a brick wall right now. Now that I said that, they're going to score, but Myers feeds it up front to Riley. Riley works his way back to the low point across the blue line to Myers, who stumbles. Backhand all the way down. Domi leaves it for Riley. Trying to go across, and a swing and a miss by Michelli. Perfect setup, and Michelli whiffs on the shot. Myers comes in trying to go high baseline for the hard angle shot and can't get past Elvis. Puck in the high corner. Fabro fighting Michelli with help from Olivier. Joshua trying to work his way into it. Looks like Christensen's able to come away with it. Oh, nope. Toronto gets it back. Puck around the low boards. Carlo pitches it back down. Cycle in the low point back to the high point. Ekman Larson takes the the boards all the way down. Nyes leaves it for Tavares. Tavares cycling on the low dot. Misses the connection with Ekman Larson. Across the low point, Michelli looking for making moves, building space. He leaves it back. Ekman Larson pitches it down low. Tavares cycling to the blue line. He'll leave it off for Carlo, who leaves it off for Nyes. Under 60 seconds to go. And they have not taken a shot in a long time, considering how long they've been in the zone. They finally do from the point. They've been cycling the puck at the dots, and the shot comes from the point. Easy save for Elvis to make. Christensen trying to get the puck up the high boards. Olivier ends up with it in the corner. Toronto. Big setup, big swing, missing the net. It is Robertson. Matthews takes a shot. Another good save by Elvis as he shoves Tavares over. And now Tavares and Christensen in a little cross-checking match. 20 seconds. Toronto trying to go back in. Matthews sending it high across. Riley gets it kind of off a leg into the front. Holy cow. Total chaos as nobody could get a stick on the puck right in front of the crease. And Elvis is able to cover it up. 5.8 seconds to go in the second period. Little bit of chaos right here, but it doesn't matter. Toronto can't score, and Elvis is a brick wall. That was definitely early. No call for that face-off, but there it is. We have made it through the second period and on to second intermission. An absolute ass whooping that may not be worth hanging around for. So we're going to take a break, typical intermission break, come back, see how the first 5 minutes goes, and we might be calling it early just because this is not a great game to watch. Total domination by the Blue Jackets. Well, let's get some music going. We'll see you guys in a little bit here. Oh, wrong one. may be ending this one short just because it's such a badass woman. marks the end of this massacre. If Columbus makes it 6-1, we're just going to call it. Wish there was some other hockey to watch, but we had 16 games yesterday. We have like 9 games tomorrow. Dude, Columbus is on point with their sticks, and Toronto's non-existent. Nick Wall circling, trying to do some work, and a good little poke sends the puck the other way. And not even a good move by Olivier. It's just he's just skating and kind of getting lucky with how the puck bounces. Oh, man. I was not expecting a massacre like this. I'm not going to lie. Riley back from his own zone. Can only clear it as far as the Columbus sticks in neutral. Riley behind his own net. Right into another Columbus stick. It just... Toronto's already quit on this game. There's zero doubt about that. Cycling to the low point. Chuck down deep. Puck to the high or low corner, high corner. And out. Nice. Backhands it all the way down. Picked off by Columbus. Columbus goes back the other way. Cycle back down low. They're just leaving. They're giving Columbus so much space. It's ridiculous. Right to the middle, and another shot attempt. Looks like it was deflected by Benoit. Puck to the high boards, out to the middle, and finally Toronto gets some breathing room. Matthews dumps it in deep and chases. Werenski gets there first. He gets it out, no problem. Columbus in. Up to the point. Big shot. Stopped by the glove of Primo. Oh, man. Like I said, I was definitely expecting a lot more out of this game, but good Lord, has Toronto been a flat-out disappointment. Good grief. Columbus takes the puck behind the net. Riley up the low boards, and it's out. Joshua sets up Toronto to go into the high corner. Shot by Toronto goes wide of the net. Low boards. Oh, this is killing me, man. Do we have another stoppage? Little bit of a weak penalty there, but it is called nonetheless. Riley works his way up and it goes off the post. They finally beat Elvis again and it hits Steele. Michelli tries to work it down the low boards to Matthews, and now we have a slashing penalty. On Matthews. And he's going off. Like, buddy, let's see. Well, let's see. Let's see if it's legit or what. Right off the post. That was just Yeah, he slashed the stick out of his hands. That's 100%. I don't know what he's bitching about. But there goes Toronto's power play right back to a 4-on-4. 20 seconds in. That is the story of Toronto for the games that I have seen. I mean, they just look horrible. Columbus controlling in the Toronto zone up to the point. Ooh, a bad combination. McMahon's going to come down the low wall. But comes right out to the center. McCabe's going to not get away with it, but Toronto just cannot keep it in the zone. Man, if Toronto could improve their stick handling by like 20%, they would be in a totally different league than this Toronto. Like, they are that bad. Like, I know you guys lost Marner and maybe another guy or two, but Jesus wept. 47 seconds of the 4-on-4. Shots are 28-16. 5 minutes gone in the third period. Could very well end up being a, like I said, an early dip out on the stream just because there's no way. Like, when the game's exciting, there's a lot of talk about the stuff going on. We care. It's a lot easier to pay attention. This is just, I can't imagine somebody actually enjoying watching me do this right now. Carlo from behind his own net leaves it back for Riley. Back up to Carlo. Back to Riley. And it's pitched back. Domi coming in on the low boards. Low dot shot goes right into Columbus skates. And Riley can't control it at the blue line. Puck comes out. Coyle leaves it off. Still is the guy with 2 goals, just got stopped by Primo. I would love to see his hat trick right here. Let's go. And up and out of play. Sillinger. I knew I was close. Great opportunity there. Couldn't quite get through the stick of Riley to get the puck up to the corner. He did on that one, but Primo with a good elbow to knock it out. 5.5 gone in the third. Columbus controlling. 20-second power play for the Blue Jackets. Toronto's going to be able to get it clear. Benoit to the red line and in. Nick Waugh back to cause a little disruption. Columbus is going to be the one and done. See if they can get any kind of setup. Not before Matthews comes out of the box. Joshua trying and losing the battle up high. He's just not using his body. He's going all stick. Like, Toronto's got too many dudes that are too big to be trying to play everything with their arms and their stick. Like, Toronto used to not have any problem with wanting to beat the shit out of people. Now, granted, if I got Ryan Reeves behind my back, I'm taking some liberties. But this has just been a complete disappearance of any kind of physicality from the Maple Leafs. Big opportunity for Riley right out front. No going. Shots are 27-18. Primo has decided that goaltending is not necessary in this game, and Toronto has decided that scoring isn't necessary for them. An actual reality. Shout out to Elvis for being a brick wall back there. Columbus controlling it. Toronto zone. There comes Cowan. Comes down low, and it goes off Ekman Larson's stick, so Columbus is going to come right back the other way. Nobody can catch a pass for Toronto. Shot goes wide of the net. Cowan feeds it back out front. Dangerous pass, but only white jersey, so not too bad. Ekman Larson in with Tavares. Columbus will just go right back out. Like, Blue Jackets are going to have no problem just chucking shit right back down the ice. Shot and score. Olivier with the 6th goal for Columbus. And that is going to do it for us. I cannot continue to sit here and suffer through this ass whooping. So get out of there. Anybody and everybody that stopped by, get greatly appreciated. Wish there was another game tonight so we could actually have some fun and enjoy some good hockey. But man, Toronto just did not want to play good hockey, did they? But that'll do it for us. 4 o'clock tomorrow for Dallas and Tampa, and noon on Friday for the Nevada Day game. Golden Knights take on Colorado Avalanche. I know this at noon. So, cheers, everybody. Have a great night.